like the walkout.
You a DMX fan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who's not, right?
I was going to say, I don't think anyone can not beat. Even if they don't know the lyrics, just his voice and the audio get you hyped.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I've drove to the gym and blasted DMX a few times, but...
I think we played this song quite a bit in my gym.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I like the song choice. Sean Tobin making his way to the cage right now. 1-0, fighting out of KTA. His last fight was at Battle in Barrie. Round 1 TKO victory. Took just 26 seconds, guys, to beat Tim Yank. We'll see if he can move to 2-0. He did have a kickboxing fight at Combat Zone 80. That was a unanimous decision, a loss to Luis Castro. And he's a well-rounded guy. Started wrestling as a sophomore, started MMA during COVID. He's a former football player, so he's an athlete. Played running back and linebacker. He just fell in love with the physicality of MMA and looking to make a run here in his new sport.
Now, when I look at fights like this, I see the O after the names. So not 0-0, like 1-0 or 2-0. I always say it, someone's O has to go.
That's right.
It's kind of extra pressure on these guys where none of them wants to lose their O, but we'll see what happens.
Sean Tobin in the cage now, and his opponent, Cameron Balcom, will be making the walk next, fighting out of Premier Martial Arts.
Another good school, Premier. Cameron's last fight against Nathan Wright, I remember Nathan came out really hot and heavy. That fight ended pretty quick. Yeah, 2:15 into round 1. That was, so he didn't really get to show much of his stuff. Nathan Wright came out firing, very wild, and Cameron did a good job of taking care of business.
Absolutely.
But didn't really get to show a whole lot of skill or his skills. But we're going to see it tonight, I think.
Cameron started training BJJ in high school, then transitioned to kickboxing and now MMA. Just 23 years young. Both guys are 5'7". But Sean Tobin, guys, will have the reach advantage, 69-inch reach. Balcom, 66.5. So not a huge discrepancy, but you never know, it could come into play.
Yeah, nothing huge as far as size and build and everything. And like you just mentioned, I like seeing guys that get into jiu-jitsu. Then they do kickboxing.
Yeah.
They've wrestled, and then they get into here.
Yes.
Because I've seen so many guys that, you know, they check box 1, 2, but they lose on the ground. Or they lose standing up because they don't have the experience everywhere. They may be phenomenal wrestlers, and they're calm in crazy wrestling exchanges, but they get a little thrown off with striking. Something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to get thrown in a cage too early. Nate Lamont from Team Burgess has a certain amount of requirements for guys. You know, you got to do a kickboxing match. You got to do a grappling tournament. You got to get your blue belt before you do MMA. So I think that's a good practice.
Yeah, that was one of my things growing up. My coach was like, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur MMA fight is sponsored by Alltown Fresh and Modelo. Let's meet the fighters. In the blue corner, standing at 5'7", with a record of 1 win and no losses, fighting out of KTA Nashua from Manchester, New Hampshire, Sean Tobin. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, at 5'7", with a record of 1 win and 0 defeats, fighting with Premier Martial Arts, from Billerica, Massachusetts, Cameron Balcom.
All right, here we go. MMA is underway. John English, your referee. Sean Tobin, blue corner. Cameron Balcom in the red.
Oh, coming out hot and
Right
heavy.
at it.
Wow, big start for Sean Tobin. Landed a knee, looking to get this done and over with early.
Wow, low kick. Wow. I'll tell you what, though, Balcom handled it. I mean, he got hit. He knows he's up for a war right now.
Yeah, that was as fast as it started. We got a quick pause right here. Accidental groin shot. They happen.
Guys, it looks like Balcom already has some blood coming underneath of his nose. So one of those shots from Tobin must have got through early on.
Not surprised. It's a fast pace. Oh, wow.
Good clip. Both men going right back to the center.
Balcom readjusted his mouthpiece to throw that right hand.
Fast and furious start to round one of this 125-pound amateur bout.
Nice outside leg trip by Tobin. That was a great takedown. He's doing a great job working his way to mount. He's not rushing the position. Great transition to the back.
got the
Rear
neck.
naked
That
choke.
could be
He
it.
sinked in
That's
both
done.
hooks, and
That's
there's
it.
the
John English calls it off. Sean Tobin moves to 2-0 with a round one RNC.
Wow.
And he looked really good doing it.
That was phenomenal. I'm really impressed. I've said it before, these amateur fighters are getting better and better. He gets the leg trip. He gets on top, doesn't rush for the beatdown, gets mount, he gives him his back, goes right to the submission. This is showing the IQ level of the amateurs nowadays.
All right, here's the replay, guys. We're seeing it right now. Tobin hurt him on the feet, gets the takedown.
Yeah, that was just some of the stand-up we got to see there. But what a transition to the back. First to get the mount, like you said, Brendan, and then the transition right. He went right for the rear naked, got it right underneath the chin with no hesitation.
That was perfect. A lot of these guys at the beginner level, they get overexcited and they end up falling off, but he controlled it very well. Very impressed.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner at 54 seconds of the first round, tap out by rear naked choke,